Yo, 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 what is up for another episode of I don't even know what that was. I don't even know. But I kind of liked it. As per usual, YouTube, like, share, subscribe if these videos are helping you and the people you care about. That is the whole reason we're doing them in the first place. So, today's video was inspired by two women that I know. One I've known for a long time, we're friends, and the other one I've met probably within the past year or so. Both wonderful, influential women. So it's going to be two-pronged, but I'm just going to use the title of this as one of those two prongs to keep it simple. So today's video is titled Hope. Today's video is titled Hope. So where this came from and what I'm going to share with you, I have a good friend of mine who is a middle school teacher, and all of her students currently are remote. And in this district, like, some kids are back, like the K to, I think, 1 or 2 are back, and then students who are in special ed classes are back, hybrid model. And the district was planning on bringing back this, like, pushing up the return dates for the 2 to 5 kids, and then the middle school and then high school kids, because things were going great and they were going to move it up and get back sooner, and it was like amazing. And just the other day we learned that's not happening, because in my county our numbers have been like wicked low, like 1% infection rate. They've been great. And then right around Halloween, numbers started going up. So we went from like code yellow to code orange, and orange is students are going remote. A little bit of context for the reason of, so my friend who's a teacher was doing calls with kids and parents and checking in on kids that maybe are struggling or have seemed to take a downturn with all the virtual learning. And she had a call with this girl and her mom, and there's a lot of emotions. And my friend said, oh, I could get choked up. So my friend said to the student, she said, she says, you know what I call every Zoom call, right? Because they're doing like this Google Classroom, Zoom, whatever. She goes, you know what I call every Zoom? I call it hope. And I like almost fell against the wall, and I said, you need that to go viral. Talk about flipping your 20. Kids are struggling, parents are struggling, teachers are like, it's not sustainable. I've seen it firsthand, this virtual learning we'll do what we got to do. And my teachers, I've said this back in March, are the everyday superheroes, because they get it done, because their hearts are so big. So my friend says to this girl, basically every time I see you, we're going to call that hope, because we get to see each other, we get to engage, and it's hard, but I'm here for you. And I was like, my gosh, that was so beautiful. And I'm thinking, how can we extrapolate that? Man, I'm happy to say all of these videos, let's call this hope, because you're going to get some kind of a real, honest, inspiring, helpful message. Every time, and with Thanksgiving, I don't know where you live, what the rules are or aren't, and I hope you're staying safe and doing the right thing. In Zoom, because Zoom, they got rid of their 40-minute time limit. So now if someone's across the country in another town, whatever, and you can't have them in your house, Zoom has lifted that. So now your Thanksgiving Zoom, if you will, let's call that hope, that you still get to connect. Or if you live somewhere where it's nice enough to be outside, bring the turkey outside, stay far apart. Or maybe you're sitting on the other side of the window for your grandparents are inside. What if all of those interactions, no matter what they look like, what if we label them hope? Hope for when this goes away, when the vaccines come out. I wish I had a crystal ball for the when, but when it happens, we did the right thing now so you can see them later and you can have that better embrace. What if instead of saying, whoever your governor is or your mayor or whoever's putting the rules in where you live, instead of always complaining about them, which I get, you can be frustrated, I get it. But instead of giving the energy to that policy or that person, because that's going to take away from the joy you can have at Thanksgiving. What if we stop giving focus to that, as frustrating, as annoying, as sad, and draining as it is, and it is. Flip your 20 and say, but I still get to engage with my family, friends in this way. Maybe it's a smaller family gathering, just like you and your kids or you and your parents, and it's less hectic than normal. Right? Like maybe crazy Uncle Larry isn't coming over because he always causes the problem or wants to talk politics. Maybe that's hope. Oh, thank God. Or maybe it's just the being grateful and thankful that you can still Zoom with your grandma who's 80 years old or whatever the case might be. I'm just saying, can we flip our 20 in a challenging time and label every interaction hope? Hope that you know that I love you, that I can't wait to see you again, that I'm so glad we're staying safe. And maybe right now you're listening and you're like, screw you, Molly. I'm going to have all the people over and do the thing because you can't tell. You're right, I can't tell you anything. I am just offering up another perspective of how to flip this into something more productive, inspiring, and positive. So maybe we can label more things hope. And that's not rainbows and kittens. You know me. I don't do rainbows and kittens and unicorns. We keep it real. But I believe perspective is real. And the second piece, the second prong was inspired by a woman in one of my, in my Facebook group I do for women. We're talking about sharing good news, and she had shared some good news, and she said, I'm also focusing on being a do-gooder. Oh, love that, because I think one of the best ways to get out of our own heads and our own frustration and the spiral of the news and politics and COVID and all of it, because we got to pump those brakes. One of the best ways to get out of our head is to do something good for someone else. Whatever that is. Maybe it's making a donation, food, clothes, money. Maybe it's raking the leaves for a neighbor who can't, or maybe they had surgery and they can't do it. Being a do-gooder. Maybe it's just letting the person cut in front of you to get to the red light before you, and you don't lay on your horn and flip them off and give them the long look that's ineffective. There's all different kinds of ways we can be do-gooders. And when you do that, it takes the focus off of the negativity or the muck that you're in and helps you flip your 20 and shift your focus to something more optimistic and productive. That doesn't mean still things aren't what they are. They are. I am emotionally drained right now. But there's no way I wasn't going to make this video. But I knew if I waited till later in the day, because it's like about noon when I'm recording this, if I waited till later, I'd probably be asleep by 6 and I would have forgotten it. And I have made a commitment to myself and anyone who watches this. I'm going to put 2 out a week. I'm drained too. I'm not saying it's not real what's happening. It totally is real. And it stinks. But getting the focus off of you. I think gratitude is just like being a do-gooder. That pulls you out of where you are and it lets you focus on something else and someone else. And it, for at least temporarily, pauses the spiral that we're in, that you might be in, of all the negative thoughts and the worry. And hope, being a do-gooder, and always gratitude. Especially, here's the great irony. Here's the great irony. For Thanksgiving. What are we thankful for? What are we grateful for? If you're spewing hate on social media, that's how you're going to use your time and your energy? I mean, you can. I'm just saying, how do we be so hateful and grateful at the same time? I'm not sure that those can be. Can we table the hate and the bitterness and the resentment for just like this next week? Because we're in a situation that we didn't want to be in, but everybody's not doing what we got to be doing, so rates are going up all over the country, and here we are. Table the hate. lock it up, maybe put it in the basement. And let's plate being grateful. Let's put grateful out on the table today. For this next week at least. Because if you choose, you can find all the things wrong, all the things good, because they're all there. And I just posted this on Instagram recently. We can find both of those in ample amounts. Things we're ticked off about, things that we're grateful for. You can find them. It's easy. You get to choose which you're focusing more on. I'm not saying the bad things aren't there. I feel like a broken record already, but people take things out of context and hear what they want to hear. What if you choose to focus more on what you're grateful for? Changes everything. That's why I say life is all about perspective. 20 cent and flipping your 20 was made for this moment. It's made for this year. The irony, flip your 20, like, oh, flip your 20 in the year 2020. That'll be cute, Molly. For the first 2.5 months, my friends were like, that's cute. I didn't think about that. Thanks, kitten. And now it's like, oh my gosh, flip your 20 in 2020, made for it. You got to put in the work, do the reps. All right, my friends, that's what I have for you. I don't know if that felt so like I'm on my soapbox. Welcome to my TED Talk. I just was feeling very strongly about this today. All right, please share if these will help people in your life that you care about. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Flip your 20. Peace.